Hello and welcome to the TSI AFL studios. Nat Edwards and Robert Walls with you. Well, Robert, you've always had a keen eye for tactics and you think the Hawks used a fantastic strategy to nullify the influence of West Coast ruckman Dean Cox and Nick Naitanui. Can you take us through it?
Let me say we've got to give a lot of credit to the ruck coach at Hawthorn, and that's Damien Monkhorst. Premiership player with Collingwood, of course, but he's been doing ruck coaching for quite a few years now. And I reckon he came up with a fantastic plan for David Hale and Jared Roughead to make sure that they just didn't get obliterated at the centre bounces and the boundary throw-ins by Nick Naitanui and Dean Cox, who've been in fantastic form. There is no doubt that Cox and Naitanui have got the greater leap and the greater reach, and they would be able to get their hand on the ball better than Hale and better than Roughead. But what they did at the centre bounce was interesting. Obviously the ruckmen have to be behind the line at the centre bounce, but as soon as the ball was bounced, we saw Hale push across the line and get under the ball as quick as he possibly could, and that denied Naitanui and Cox the chance to have that last leap and get as high as they possibly could. And whilst they may have got their hand to the ball, the West Coast pair, they were not able to direct it where they wanted to. And at the boundary throw-ins, we often saw a third man up situation, and the Hawks do this really well. So they'd have Hale push his body against Naitanui or Cox, and then you would see Jordan Lewis, Luke Hodge come over the top and again not allow the West Coast ruckman to get a clear hit at the ball. As far as the hit outs go, the Eagles dominated, 52 hit outs to 19. But the all-important clearances went the Hawks' way. I thought it was a tactical coaching triumph by Damien Monkhorst. So well done to the Hawks on doing that, and no doubt Brad Scott, North Melbourne coach, he would have watched that very, very closely as they play against the Eagles this week.
There are also a couple of impressive performances from some selfless Hawks as well.
You need players who are prepared to sacrifice for the team. Liam Shields is the Hawks' best tagger, best negator if you like, and he was set the task to play on the young Andrew Gaff. Shields wore him like a glove and restricted him from his average of 25 down to 15, and a lot of those 15 were pretty ordinary disposals because he was under pressure. The other Hawk who was really good, and you've got to take your hat off to him, was Brad Sewell, and his job was to nullify Matty Priddis, who's really good at the centre clearances, and in the first half in particular, he really cut Priddis's output by half. So two Hawks there, Shields and Sewell, who did a terrific job for their team.
Well, let's hope the Hawks continue to fire in September. Thank you very much for joining us on TSI AFL. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.